In your room, the preparation begins. You place a chair and two more on each side, angled inward. On each one sits a mirror. You're tempted to peek, catch a reflection, but you're not supposed to. You glance at a stuffed bear, familiar and tender, placed just out of sight, there, in case you need to remember. You hear the gentle hum from a fan blowing cold air from behind. Now you start counting down the minutes until 3:33. That's when you light the candle. So tuck yourself into bed and wait. Alarm blaring, the time has come to go back, to take your place. Nothing can be left to chance. Follow the rules exactly. Don't look in the mirrors. Instead, scan the room for fleeting silhouettes that narrowly escape your gaze. And you must keep the candle flame burning. Why? If it blows out, even if just for a moment, it's already too late. A knock, a bump, each thud drawing closer. Stay focused. Do not turn around. Besides, you'll feel it before you ever see it. Presence. It may be safe, calm, like someone you've met before, but perhaps it is wrong. If they speak, you can answer, but tread carefully. One will speak the truth, the other says what you want to hear. Is it a game, an invitation, or something else entirely? This is the Three Kings Ritual. I'm your host, Melissa Nunez, and welcome to Candidly Cryptic, your source for all things strange, spooky, and unexplained. While 3:33 is where the magic happens, the ritual starts earlier than you think, at 11 p.m. Prepare the room, an empty, quiet space, still, with no windows if possible, and 3 chairs, one for you, facing forward in the center. Then place 2 more on either side, angled enough that you can see them, but only if you tried. You place the mirrors, not for looking, for watching, because if you look directly, it stops being just a reflection. Behind you, a keepsake from your childhood. It could be a toy, a photo, a trinket, but something that remembers you, just in case you forget yourself. You'll also need a fan to go behind you, blowing low and steady, like breathing. And in front of you, the candle. If all is ready, you can go. Just leave the door open behind you. Rest up. Don't go to sleep without holding that familiar object. And don't forget an alarm for the witching hour. When the clock hits 3:30, it's time. However, if the alarm never goes off, if your phone dies, stop. Do not enter the space. Also, has the door been closed? If so, don't go in. Now more than ever, the rules matter, because this isn't just a game. If the alarm sounds and the door is still open, you may enter the space. Light the candle. Keep your object close. Sit and wait. Listen to the instructions. They will be your lifeline. Don't look directly into the mirrors. Don't let the candle go out. And don't leave your chair. And if something speaks, answer knowing you might not like what responds. The ritual first appeared online around 2012, posted anonymously, and spread across forums like Reddit's No Sleep community. Almost immediately, people couldn't resist. They started trying it, or at least saying they did. One user wrote, "I never saw them directly, but I could feel them. 2 visitors, one calm, one not. One with information they already knew, things they have been avoiding. The other, telling them exactly what they wanted to hear. Another said, 'My reflection smiled, but I didn't.' They said the mirrors didn't just echo, they responded. Faces shifting, expressions lagging, something slightly off. And then there's the most common detail, not the visuals, not the voices. A feeling. Someone standing behind you. Close enough to touch, close enough to whisper. Remember, do not turn around. Here's where it gets interesting. Even skeptics agree something does happen, just not what people think. The Three Kings ritual is a modern urban legend, but the structure, it's not random, it's engineered. Psychologists point to something called the strange face illusion. In low light, staring into mirrors for extended periods of time can cause the brain to distort faces, turning your reflection into something unfamiliar, even monstrous. Faces warped, and for some, identities changed, occasionally to that of a lost loved one, but to others, a stranger. This effect has been documented in controlled experiments by psychologist Giovanni Caputo, where participants reported seeing entirely different people staring back at them. Now add sleep deprivation, isolation, strict rules, rhythmic sensory input from the fan humming and the candle flickering, plus the added expectation. What you get is something closer to a self-induced altered state. Some researchers describe urban legends like these as sticky narratives, stories that balance realism and the supernatural, making them believable enough to try and strange enough to spread. The rules aren't just instructions, they're psychological priming. Every step pushes you deeper into a mindset where the brain fills in the blanks. Originally, the two guests never had a name. Some would later refer to them as the Queen and the Fool. But they may not be entities at all, just internal conflict personified. Truth versus desire, logic versus fear, reality versus imagination. In other words, you're not summoning something, you're confronting something. So why did this one stick? Why this game? Because it feels real, not ancient, not mythical. Accessible. 3 chairs, 2 mirrors, nothing supernatural required. And culturally, it fits perfectly into modern horror. The Three Kings ritual lives within the realms of creepypasta storytelling communities, YouTube Don't Try This challenges, TikTok reenactments, and analog horror aesthetics. Where the scariest part isn't what you see, it's the quiet thought that you could try this for yourself. By the time the candle burns low, you're not thinking about whether it's real or not. You're thinking about what you felt, what you heard, what almost showed itself just out of you. The Three Kings ritual doesn't open the door. It makes you question if one was ever closed. And once you believe that, every shadow starts to look like something waiting. So within that dark room, you arrange 3 chairs, 2 mirrors, and a candle. Remember, do not look directly. But the question is, would you? Some games end when you stop playing. This one might not. Thanks for tuning in on another episode of Candidly Cryptic. If you enjoy all things strange, spooky, and unexplained, please follow for more.